Hello everyone, welcome to TurnipGames. This is our review.
Our third review
video. I'm Ryan.
I'm Rob.
And...
tell them what we're reviewing today.
Alright, so I am over at Rob's house, and we decided to review some strategy guides and some strategy guides.
Strategy guides, and then some other like rare, got some game magazines, it looks like. We have some, not really guides, it's like a game-related book kind of thing. But yeah, some rare stuff, some common stuff you might have seen on eBay or in a store that you might have. Just see what our thoughts are on it. Yeah, we got this cool little setup. This is one side of my room here, so now you guys know what the trash island looks like.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful getup.
Yeah, unfortunately, we've got some stuff over there. I don't know if you guys can see it, so you might get some video of that later. But let's get started. You're doing the first thing, so let's go.
Okay, let's do this. Alright, so when I was growing up, I was into a lot of different things. And I went to some stores, and I was lucky enough to get this EGM Squared magazine. And it's of Yoshi's Story. Now, I wasn't really into Yoshi's Story, but...
Did you have it at the time?
At the time, I rented it.
I rented it as well, and I know where I rented it from.
Blockbuster for me.
I got it, I can't say because it's right around here, but it's in my town. But it's also where I got Final Fantasy IX, so changed my life, that little store.
Well, what I loved was, I was big into Mario 64. And in the back of here, they would always give what to look forward to in the upcoming years or whatever.
Yep.
And they would.
Some previews.
Yeah, previews. We have Sega Saturn, PlayStation, N64. Yeah, all these titles. Now, what I thought was funny was they have, and there's a picture, and I'll do a close up later. They actually have Super Mario 2, and it is of Super Mario 64 too. It's called imported. It's under imported N64 titles, and they had F-Zero 64. They had Mother 3. Wow, I'm just seeing this now. Zelda 64, like all this stuff, and they gave pictures. And Mario and Zelda were the two pictures that they have. And where it says Super Mario 2, you see Luigi and Mario on the same page on the, it looks like a Rainbow Cruise, the Rainbow
I mean, I can't
world.
see it from here right now. But
yeah. And I always thought that was cool. I was when I was younger, I was waiting for it to happen.
So I know what we're talking about.
I was waiting for it to happen. And
yeah, you have showed me this.
It never happened.
Zelda 64.
Yeah.
And
so generic.
Super Mario 2, which 64 too.
Yes.
Which had a working name, oddly enough, of Mario 128, I believe it was. There was their code name. Rather than Mario 2,
that's right.
They're going to call it 128.
Yeah.
So that's what we're talking about. If you guys know it under that name.
And it's, if you guys ever wanted to look at it or whatever, it is issue number 45, and it's EGM Squared.
Not normal EGM.
Yeah, this is
That's
Squared.
easy to mess up.
Yeah.
Squared, honestly, I've looked at a lot of Squared, and I've looked at a lot of normal EGM, and Squared had actually a lot more, like, cover stories that I was interested in.
Nice. And also March 1998. That's when this came out.
March 1998, EGM Squared, Volume 45, Issue 45. And they're issues in this sense.
Yeah, and it's the last, literally the last page in here, and you could just see, there's even Sailor Moon figures in Final Fantasy VII.
Excuse me?
I'm sorry, I don't know if these are dolls. They're dolls.
Ah, my favorite, yes.
Dragon Ball Z.
DBZ figures, and where's 7? Oh, I see. FF7.
Yep.
That, no, they're the keychain set. Okay, yeah, I'm familiar with that. Give me that for a second while you move on to the next one. Because that...
Yeah, so if you guys are interested, it's really interesting, and
I can tell I'm interested.
Yeah, and I love that I kept this, because out of all the stuff that I had growing up, I would always turn to this too, and they also have stuff about Mortal Kombat 4 in there too, some codes and whatnot, some cheats.
They have one picture here that's not available to buy, which is odd. In the ordering here, you can't get it. So that's weird.
Well, that is this. That is this right here. This is
see what I was saying about when you're like, I'm going to do like a minute?
Yeah,
that's not going to happen. We don't know how long it is now. You can go look at the bottom, and I bet it's 2 hours or something.
Next up, there is Super Mario Adventures. Now, this, to me, is kind of rare, because again, I haven't really checked recently, but the last couple of years, I thought I lost this.
Is that North American or Japanese? Okay, that's a North American thing.
Yeah. I think this is a compilation of, they would do one volume in each Nintendo Power.
Open it up and show them, see what we're looking at.
Well, again, I'll do a close-up of all this stuff.
Yeah.
These are comics, and
so
they're pretty funny, too.
From what era? Is this NES or SNES?
This is Super Mario World, so SNES.
SNES, okay. I didn't catch the name.
Yeah, it's just Mario and his adventures, and Luigi's in it, and even the Koopalings, and that's one thing that I loved about this was...
Tatanga. And Krang.
Yeah, they're all in here. No. But this I was not able to find anywhere, because I thought I lost this, and that was like one of my biggest things, like I didn't want to lose it.
Yeah, he wasn't too happy when you kind of realized you lost it, I think.
Yeah.
I was there and
I was like
upset. You wanted to show me it.
I wanted to in the worst way, and then I was like, okay, I'll just rebuy it, even though I hate even thinking that. And then I couldn't find it. I couldn't find it online.
Did you find it for this video?
No, I found this like 2 years ago, or a year ago. But I'm just so glad that I found it. Anyway, I don't know where you guys could pick this up. I remember getting this at like literally it was like a Giant or a Farm Fresh. I was somewhere in another state, and they was in the aisle of magazines, and I was like, I want this, Mom, and Mom was like, okay, so we got it.
That must have been like forever ago.
Yeah,
for that to be on the shelf. Is this part of a series?
1993.
Gosh, okay, I was...
Oh, volumes 32 through 44 of Nintendo Power magazine.
So this is a compilation of comics from Nintendo Power?
Yes.
Okay, so you could also get these from... Which ones?
32 through 44 of
cool,
Nintendo
so
Power.
If you guys have that laying around, you can check it out. You don't need to get this, but it's still very cool in this compilation. The cover art's really, like, charming.
Yeah, and the
Well, we'll do some close-ups during
this.
So.
But I just want to say, like, the way it's drawn, the pictures, it's really funny. It's really, I love it.
That's such a strange style.
It is strange, but it's cool. Like, I liked it.
It's got this almost like kind of like almost Dragon Ball look on some of the characters.
Yeah.
Like Peach looks kind of like a Dragon Ball character, but then Mario almost has like a different kind of face. Like it's more of like a cartoon, like a comic.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's strange. Like the characters almost look, and then this guy doesn't fit at all.
No, he's just a random salesman.
Okay, all right.
So yeah,
cool stuff.
That was this.
I
would recommend it if you're a Mario fan. Give it a shot if you could find them. I don't know where else to find other than the individual.
How is it for a Luigi fan?
Luigi fan, he has his great moments in this. That's another thing. Luigi does share it, and Yoshi.
About time.
And they have good jokes.
About time 21 years ago, but still, about time.
These are going to be quick. This is it's kind of beat up. I got it from off of eBay, and it's Super Mario Bros. 3, the strategy Nintendo Power Guide, and it actually has this guy's address, who originally owned it.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. So, and it's kind of cool. Like I looked into it, and they give like everything that's hidden. Everything. This is the Super Mario for the. It looks to be for the SNES version, so it's not the NES, but they're the same thing.
What game? Super Mario Bros.
Brothers 3.
Brothers 3,
yes.
The Super Nintendo version, and the Nintendo Power Strategy Guide.
Yes. It is clear. Issue... Oh, it's volume SG1/NP13.
Okay, well, whatever that means to you guys. There's some people that can probably understand that.
Yeah. All I know is I assume Nintendo Power 13. I don't know if it's... Oh, Strategy Guide 1/Nintendo Power 13. That's probably what it means.
Probably.
Yeah, so that they probably did a series of Nintendo Power strategy guides.
And
this is number 13.
There are a bunch.
So that makes sense. If you are a fan, if you like nostalgia, if you like the Koopalings, they have them right here. It's really cool looking. I'd get it. It's 84 pages of maps and tactics and
I love Final Fantasy Tactics. Alright, am I up now?
Yeah. We can go to you.
Yeah, I thought we were going to back and forth.
Yeah, sorry.
So, how many did you do?
I just did the 3.
3. How many do you have? 15?
I have a lot.
I've got
That's
14. So
okay.
we'll each get down to 12 here.
Okay.
I didn't think how I want to lead into this because we haven't done you just did a strategy guide, but not in depth. I'm going to try to go a little deeper on this.
Okay.
We've got the Final Fantasy VII Brady Games strategy guide. And
I like Brady Games.
Brady Games is great, and I'm going to get into that. you're going to notice a lot of mine are Brady games. I've either got mostly Prima or Prima, depending on how you pronounce the vowels, and Brady games. Brady games are my favorite because I'm a big RPG guy, and Brady games through like the mid to late 90s, big on RPGs. They were kind of the heavy hitter in the RPG strategy guide department. Right. And 7, friend lent this to me. It's kind of a thing that's like a really recurring theme with my stuff, isn't it? I pick everything up and go, oh yeah, I remember who lent that to me and didn't want it back. So this was this kid Tyler's up the road.
Good job, Tyler.
Good job, Tyler. And he sold his game of Final Fantasy VII. I'll just hold up the back while I keep talking. And then told me he didn't need it back because he doesn't have the game. So I just held on to it. It was awesome. I played through the game with this multiple times. Really, really good guide. I mean, a lot of pictures, which is really helpful. And, I mean, it wasn't too complicated. Very basic kind of RPG. Mm-hmm. So he didn't need to write too much. There's more room for pictures and maps, which was really helpful. And I believe this is Dan Burlew, which is what you're going to want to look for. The author, I mean. But I'm not seeing it right off the bat.
That's another thing. You do get lucky with...
David Cassidy, I'm sorry.
David Cassidy?
David Cassidy is really, really big. Like, he did, like, 7, 8, 9, 10, and maybe 12 on these. And plus a lot of other Brady games I have. Like, I think he did my Brady Fencer Musashi and stuff like that. So, when you see Brady games by David Cassidy and Dan Burlew's another one, grab it, except for one I'm going to show you guys. There's one you're not going to want. Not at all. We'll do some close-ups and whatnot. I mean, this got cool. Got, like, the Shinra building. And
yeah, I like the art.
Good map.
Oh, that, yeah.
This is the map right out of the game.
Okay.
With everything labeled for you. Final Fantasy has always been good since the first game came packed in with a good map. So, yeah, there's that. And I'll hit one more real quick. Here we've got our next one by David Cassidy. My favorite strategy guide. Kind of odd to put it this early in the list, but this isn't... I don't know about yours, but for mine, this is no particular order. Mm-hmm. I'm just trying to do Final Fantasy, then the numbers in order.
Gotcha.
Another guide by David Cassidy, Final Fantasy VIII. Can they see it? Yeah, okay. Yeah. Cool cover. I mean, it's the same as the game. David Cassidy, like I said. Ultimate guide for the ultimate game.
Haha, I love that.
I've got the back here, and for anyone's, for whatever reason, not looking at the close-ups. Now, this one's my favorite. I've used this. It has all these guides, but you see how the maps are drawn with these lines together? Yeah. And it shows you how they all intersect. Like, when you walk off there on the screen, you come to wherever.
Okay, yeah.
And, I mean, there's some areas that take a bunch of pages, so it starts getting kind of messed up. The bestiary is really good. Mm-hmm. All your monsters, your bosses. And the guide. It's like, wait, no, I'm still on the back here. It has all the Guardian forces. It's got a big index and glossary.
That is a big strategy guide.
And they have a section in here. In 7, the way David Cassidy does it is he puts a chapter, essentially a section of the book, that's side quests. And they're labeled by, where's the cutoff? Because you remember how these games are multiple discs. Yeah. There's times where you go to, like, say, disc 4, and things in disc 3 have now changed and you can't get to them. So he'll do it, showing you when you can do it.
Oh, okay.
So you're always back and forth. I always keep my one finger in that section while I'm reading, and then I hop back and like, okay, what can I do now? Yeah. A side quest. I don't want to miss any. Get locked out. I have never ran into an issue with David Cassidy's guides. He doesn't miss anything. Really awesome. If you're going to play through Final Fantasy, you do need some help to grab everything. Really cool stuff in here. He even puts a few side quests that aren't like you don't get anything. It's just for fun. Here's a funny thing that happens. You can make these soldiers dance on a computer screen if you push these buttons. And stuff he finds like by accident playing. So it's great. And those are my 2 I'm just going to lead into. Really awesome ones to help make up for this bad one. You're up.
Okay. Quickly, I got, following Super Mario Bros. 3, I have Super Mario Bros. 2 strategy guides. It came in 2 parts. I don't know where else to get Super Mario Bros. 2, like the complete all-in-one. But these came, they're really thin.
Okay.
These are...
Yeah, there's like 10 pages.
Off of the NES, it looks like. And yeah, it gives, a detailed map on...
Yeah, it's more or less just stage maps, and then it gives you some tips.
Yep. And it's just really easy stuff.
Just put a camera and flip quick.
I got... Yeah, I got these off of eBay. This guy was really nice, and not expensive. I paid less than $20.
For both.
And for both. And it was if you're a collector and you enjoy getting stuff like this, then
classic Mario retro games.
It looks nice. I mean,
really old school classic art on there. I like that.
Yeah, I like it. I've never actually seen some of these. Like, I don't know.
I wonder how many artists there are for Mario.
I know, right?
Because it seems like they'll hand it to any of this big pool of guys, but they won't hand the game rights off to anyone.
Yeah.
But they'll let you represent them however you want to draw them just about.
Like, I mean, Mario in a bathtub.
Yeah, weird, creepy, extra fat Mario in a bathtub.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is
Peach,
called...
like,
what?
Oh, yeah. Looking, like, different.
I don't even know... Is that King? I don't know why it's...
What the... Yeah,
so,
really, what the hell?
Super Mario Brothers 2... Inside Out, it's called.
Super Mario Bros. 2 was just a weird game in general.
Yeah. Next up, Nintendo Power. Super Mario 64. So good. Now, I got this recently, actually, because...
I'm hoping you remember.
Yeah, okay.
I got you that.
I didn't know if you wanted me to say that or not.
Yeah, I was like, is he going to say he bought this off eBay? Because
no.
He's going to forget that I got it.
No, I didn't know if I should say
I'm a huge jerk. I want them to know.
That's why I was like, I got this recently.
It was like last Christmas.
Yeah, it's recent to me.
Yeah, for us, that's kind of recent, considering all our games are 20 years old.
Now, oh my gosh. Do you want to say anything about this? Because
I guess I'll just do the parts you don't know. Okay. That I got it, and I had to hold on to this for like 2 months, and you were over several times, and I had to go hide it off in my closet. Not that he creeps around or anything, but just I wanted to. Did I give it to you early? I feel like there was a time we hung out, we each gave each other one thing.
Yeah,
early,
you did.
And I think was it this?
Yeah.
It was this because I was afraid to mess it up. And I know you're a stickler about how are the corners? Is there a crease?
This is
I was like, fuck it, I gotta give it to him now, so when something happens, it's his fault. So I did give this to you early, but I'll let you go ahead and talk about it then.
I
flipped through it, by the way, before I gave it to you.
And you know, the thing is, you know, I have other strategy guides, and just the fact that Super Mario 64 is just had a huge impact.
Guide, is it?
No, not full blown, but it does give details of, you know...
It's the Mario 64 issue of Nintendo Power, so it's basically a strategy guide.
I don't even know what number it is. September, volume 88. There we go.
September of 88?
How is that even... No, there's no way.
That's not possible?
It's volume 88.
Ah.
Yeah. It came out in September. September of whatever. Probably 66? 96?
66.
96.
88 or 60... No, 96
96 should be, yeah. So, if you're a fan, if you're a Nintendo Power, if you want to get everything, I'd get this, but
this is probably one of the top 2.
Yeah.
To get Nintendo Power, like Mario 64, how, like, pivotal of a moment was that?
Yeah, and just looking back at all the games that came out around that time.
Takes you right back. It's great.
It's so good. So if you guys want it, get it. It's beautiful. Man, just, it's enough to just make you want to...
It's great. There was a really shitty, messed up one and that one.
What?
And I had to be so careful to find a good one.
Oh yeah.
Because the one guy was beat up, but it was way cheaper. And I was like, does he want maybe 2 things or this really good one? I was like, it's Mario 64. It has to be the good one. Yeah, and guys, you can find it for probably $8 to $11.
Yeah, so
it's really
that's one thing about Nintendo Power is they're not always expensive.
Yeah,
the only ones.
Yeah,
like number 1, the first issue, and the last issue. They're about $50. But other than that, you can find other ones.
Even the really cool one, like Mario 64 or original Kirby games, or Mario RPG. I'm sure there's one.
Yeah.
Pokemon
stuff.
I got all the Zelda ones through the 90s. I went and got them all, and again, I got them $25 for every Zelda cover issue. Not a big
sometimes
deal.
it's better in bulk too.
You talk to a guy, you just message someone, you can get what you want.
Sometimes you can pick out what numbers, the volumes you want.
That's what I did. I just sent him a list. You can find sheets of all the covers, and you just go through and count your way through and tell someone what issues you want. Okay, so then next up, got another Brady Games. I'm trying to just knock these out in a row. You'll notice I'm skipping one. This is Final Fantasy X. Which tells you which one's going to be the problem.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy X by Dan Burlew. That's what was throwing me off before.
Okay.
Because this one's also excellent, and it's so close to Cassidy's style, and I think he may have also kind of shadowed on this one. Very, very good guide. I got this. Oddly enough, I bid in the last few seconds. No one had bid. and I got this for like $6. And I've seen it go. Generally, these are about 20. Like, buy it now. So I was so happy to get this. Played all the way through the FF10 with this game, or with this guide rather. Really good art, really helpful. Bestiary was good. I don't recall any issues other than the final boss. And you won't know who he is, but you fight Seymour near the end. There's this one infamous battle against. He's sort of like the sub final boss until you find out who the final boss is. Mm-hmm. The true final boss. Final Fantasy tends to do that. You fight like the antagonist that you've known, and then at the end, like some greater evil jumps in for the last few minutes. That's like been like puppeting the other guy.
Okay.
So this guy jumps in, and there really wasn't. I didn't know what the fuck to do. Like this kind of didn't help that much with that. And there's this one fight I had to retry like 5 times, and I'm not used to that. I'm really good at Final Fantasy games. Aside from that, 99% of the game you're going to get through. It's a breeze. He has guides for all the ultimate weapons in here. Not that 8 and 7 and 9 don't. Well, 9 doesn't, which I'll get to. Yeah, really, really awesome guide. The character bios, as always, is something I forgot to mention before. Is that the character bios in these are really cool. Each character gets a full page where you get like a write-up about them, like their odd things like their blood type, their age, which is normal, what weapon they use. I used to bring all these that I've listed so far to school to read, because we had forced like reading time, and I would bring my strategy guides and I would read through, and kids would always be asking to borrow them, so I'd bring 7, 8, 10, and like my Zelda guides, and hand them out to my friends that all sat around me. So these have been passed around. They're still pretty good.
Yeah.
So
how old? Yeah.
This isn't that old. 7's old. That's like a guide from 97, 98. So that's that. Do I need to do another one for now?
Yeah, good.
One more? Because I have a stack over here.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
Yeah. Here is one that has a really particular like kind of moment in my life. Dark Cloud 2. I know what you're trying to look at. Dark Cloud 2. You're looking at Monica, I believe.
Yeah.
Max and Monica. So this game... I'll show you the back in the meantime. You guys might be able to hear that. I don't know. We got the garage door opening or closing downstairs. Dark Cloud 2 is obviously the sequel to Dark Cloud 1. I played Dark Cloud 1. I rented it a bunch of times from Blockbuster back in the day. I was never able to beat it or get that far. It's really good art that was just done for this book.
Oh yeah, I saw that online. Yeah, that's cool.
That's such, like, the art is beautiful. Really good. And, like, the boss, they make him look cool. And I had, unfortunately, I had to have some surgery when I was 11. Not to make this too much of a bummer, but I couldn't do much of anything for a month. And I lived on this game. And I lived through this guide. The reason I bought this, there's one part that's so easy now. There's, like, a church, and you have to light these candles. There's candles lining each side of the walkway up to the front. And you have to light them in a certain order. And you can figure it out. But I couldn't. And it was too new that there was no guide online at the time. So I fucking went and bought this just to learn that one thing.
Wow.
And I had to wait weeks. When I say I bought it, I meant I asked for it for like Christmas. So I had to wait like 4 weeks to get past that. And I had friends over to play this every day after school. Nice. That whole month that I was I couldn't go to school or anything. I had my buddies over and we played through this, and we have like 85 hours on this game together. Really, really fun, awesome guide. It's Prima. I didn't mention it's a Prima guide. I'm not familiar with the author. I'm not going to waste the time to go look through, but he did a great job. So yeah, Dark Cloud 2. If you guys are RPG fans, pick up the game if you don't have it. By the way, it's really good. Get the first one first.
Start from the beginning.
Yeah, they're not even really connected, but that first one will give you an appreciation for the second one. Like, they improved a lot of stuff. Yeah, I guess you're up again. I just did too.
Okay. Well, this is all going to be in one slump.
One slump.
These next couple are kind of just comic books. I just figured I'd bring them because they're really cool. This one is Super Mario Brothers Special Edition, based off of Super Mario Brothers 3. So, you know, for some reason, I guess I'm just a big Super Mario Brothers 3 fan.
These have like almost all been Mario Brothers.
This is,
You've had Super Mario Bros. 3 on the SNES for a long time, right? Because you don't have the NES, so I was wondering, where's your experience with it? It's coming from All-Stars?
Yeah.
All-Stars.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And if you want to look here, the artwork's kind of cool. It's kind of... Doesn't it remind you of the...
Bowser?
Yeah. Isn't that this is kind of like how they're animated in the cartoon show. So it's more related to that and how they looked on the cartoon
Mario Bros.
show.
Super Show?
Yes.
The one that's like weird, half live action, half animated?
Yeah, like your favorite Zelda. It's the Link guy. It's basically based off of the...
I'm more concerned about who's this.
Oh,
Game Master?
Captain N, yeah.
Captain N.
Captain N.
Okay, yeah, I don't...
And I think they go by Koopa.
King Koopa
King
or
Koopa.
something.
Yeah, Koopa. There we go.
Again, it's just a totally new take on how the Mario world looks.
Oh, that strategy guide. Super Mario Bros. 3.
It's twice the power, and now it's... I thought this said now it's in your mouth. That's why I was reading that.
So, anyway, so,
I like that Peach, although she looks a
Kid
little
Icarus.
flustered.
That is Kid Icarus. And that's Palutena.
Yep. Wow.
Anyway, okay,
She looks a little buzzed.
if you want to know what we're talking about, maybe we'll...
Hopefully
I don't
we
know.
can
Hopefully
pan over a
remember
few
the-
of these weird pages just so
But
they can
anyway,
see.
it's really fun. It's
Comic book.
yeah, it's a comic book. Just
Question, is it from Nintendo Power again? Is this ripped
official
out
Nintendo licensed product. I don't know if it's.
But you don't think these were featured in Nintendo Power then?
No.
Is this part of the series, do you know? Is
I
this volume 1?
don't know that. I don't even know that, and I don't want to waste the time to... Oh, if you want to read that. Next up is Super Mario Brothers. You know, this is probably gonna be related.
Something I gotta mention here, in the beginning,
Yeah.
it looks like the box art in the opening of the Nintendo comic system, not the Nintendo Entertainment System.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's like a start button on the inside of the comic. That's cool.
This is also related to this. It's Super Mario Brothers 3.
It's advertised right here.
There we go.
Let's hold them up.
So
Yeah.
I have the individual one.
So it looks like it does continue.
Yeah. Yeah, so that one is probably the first one,
Special edition.
and then it goes into this next
Featuring
part.
exclusive scenes from the hottest game ever, Super Mario Bros. 3. This is some special, I guess, like a side story to this.
And then it must go into different ways because
These
next...
are in bags, you're keeping them in here.
Yeah, and then next is Adventures of the Super Mario Brothers. And this is, I believe, the first one that introduced the Koopa kids, Koopalings. So...
That introduced them before the game?
Well, no, I mean as a comic.
Okay.
So, so that's that. I don't really want to get into opening it. You know, I'll probably open it up and show some shots from that. But it's kind of cool. And then I have the Game Boy. Again, it's by Nintendo Comic System, and Tatanga is right there. And
That's not what I imagined he would look like.
This is from Super Mario Land. This is I think they only made one comic book where they took from Super Mario Land, which is one of my... I grew up with that game. I like that game. It was short. It was still fun. It was kind of a weird Mario game, but they have all the characters from that game in here in this comic book, and it's pretty entertaining. And especially seeing Tatanga, it's pretty cool.
So something. Yeah, I'm still looking through here to point some weird stuff out. I don't know if you also want to pan over this or not. The toads look like straight up mushrooms, like just a mushroom.
Yes.
Like they just look like a mushroom with a face. And another thing, I did read the front so we can answer some of these questions.
Good.
And it is not Nintendo Power. This is Valiant Comics. They, I guess, contracted it out to make Valiant. You know, they do a lot of superhero comics and stuff. And I'm assuming Nintendo contracted them to make some Mario stuff, because Mario 3 was huge. Mario Bros. 3? It makes
so
sense
of course they would want to do that, yeah.
Get as much out there. In North America, like, that's probably how they got it over here. It was like, oh
Makes
man,
sense,
who does comics over there?
Yeah.
Oh, Valiant does. Okay, Valiant, I need you to make a
this.
thing. And they're like, can we draw them like creepy mushroom guys? Like, yeah, sure.
I got these from
Yeah, where did you get all these?
Comic-Con. So I was going through some comics, and I saw all these, and I bought them. So I'm sure you can find these on eBay. I don't know how cheap they would be. I mean,
How much did you pay?
These weren't that cheap either. Like, these are how much? 10, 5.
Ooh,
So
wow.
yeah. And I wanted this for a very long time.
So you knew about it.
I knew about this one. I didn't know about the others. But anyway, that is that lump.